Hello everyone. Welcome to this week's Talent Talks. My name is Pia, and we have our co-host Daniel for today's episode. And we are excited to talk about the 2024 Grammy nominations and our predictions for the winners. Joining us today, we have.
Okay. I'll start. My name is Gianluca Canseco. Yeah, I'm covering art, R&B, and pop. Yeah, and I'm handing it over to Mia.
Hi, everybody. My name is Mia Rotel, and I am covering alternative.
Hi, my name is Eddie, and I am covering rap.
Hey
All right.
guys, it's Daniel. Oh. Hey guys, it's Daniel. I'll be the co-host for today, so I'll kind of be talking about a little bit of everything, but where I kind of soar at is rock.
Awesome. Let's talk Grammys. The list of nominees came out on November 10, and we're going over the major categories and a few genre categories and our predictions, starting off with Record of the Year. We have our nominees: Worship by Jon Batiste, Not Strong Enough by Boy Genius, Flowers by Miley Cyrus, What Was I Made For by Billie Eilish, On My Mama by Victoria Monet, Vampire by Olivia Rodrigo, and Antihero by Taylor Swift, and Kill Bill by SZA. All right, so what are our predictions for the winners of this one?
So I'm just surprised that Paint the Town Red wasn't on here.
Me too. That's
Yeah.
a big letdown for me. But
Mm. But I don't know. I just want to start off by saying, okay, as the R&B guy, I've listened to On My Mama like 100,000 times already. So, um, and I don't know. I like it. I love it actually, but I don't think it's gonna take it home. Um, Honestly, if I have to say, I think it's what was I made for. That's all I can say. I don't know. What do you guys think?
go ahead, Mia.
No, I was gonna say I definitely agree that What Was I Made For, I think is gonna excuse me, I think is gonna take it. I mean, it's so different than all the other nominations. I mean, of course it's all pop, so it all fits into like the same thing, but it's so raw and so real, and it's just like she sings with a feeling, if that makes sense. Like when she's singing, you can like feel it, and it's like I've been there like a few times. It's like, yeah.
Got it. Okay. So P and I were talking about this a little bit before the recording. And I was thinking that What Was I Made For would make it, but probably more for Song of the Year. And with Record of the Year, if she wasn't gonna win twice, I would think it's going to, well, Pia convinced me that it was going to be Anti-Hero by Taylor Swift. So
Yeah.
Pia, do you want to talk on that?
Um, just because I feel like Taylor Swift is usually a big contender for Album of the Year, but she's won three of those. And I don't believe that she's won a Record of the Year yet, or maybe she has one. But since I don't think she's going to win any of the other major categories, I feel like Record of the Year um would be going to her. So those are my thoughts. How about you, Daniel?
That is a good question. I'm not too sure. To be honest, a lot of these are pop songs, and I don't listen to a lot of pop, so I couldn't honestly tell you.
If you had to base it off of just the artist,
Off of just the artist,
yeah.
I would either say Taylor Swift or Olivia Rodrigo.
Oh, okay. Throwing Olivia Rodrigo in the ring.
Yeah.
Okay. That is our wrap up for that.
All right, moving on to Album of the Year, we have World Music Radio by Jon Batiste, The Record by Boy Genius, Endless Summer Vacation by Miley Cyrus, Did You Know There's a Tunnel Under Ocean Boulevard by Lana Del Rey, The Age of Pleasure by Janelle Monáe, Guts by Olivia Rodrigo, Midnights by Taylor Swift, and SOS by SZA. All right, I'm gonna start this off with Eddie.
Okay, so I really liked Boy Genius's record. It's a super group with Phoebe Bridges, and I didn't know what to expect going into it, because I haven't really listened to her music like that, but I do like it when I hear it. And so when I heard this record, I thought it was just very cohesive and very just a mix of different kinds of music. It was unlike the other records that are listed here, where it tried something new, and I feel that everything about it would just make it the album of the year in the eyes of the industry and the Grammys, and for me as well. Okay, go ahead, Mia.
I I'm kind of torn between two. I'm kind of torn between Guts by Olivia Rodrigo, just because it was such like a powerful album, or it was so like it's her sophomore one, but it's was welcomed with such like I don't think animosity is the right word, but it was just really really loved. So it and just like musically, it's it just I really liked it. I think it was a pretty good nomination. I was actually between that one and Midnight's by Taylor Swift, just because I don't know, she's like a she's like an award magnet. Like somehow it just always like goes to her, and I just feel like if she were to win it, it wouldn't really be a big surprise.
Yeah, I
That's
would say
true.
the production on Midnight's was just like I said for Boy Genius, it was cohesive because Jack Antonoff was working on it and with Taylor. So yeah, it was like a passion project for sure. What's the standout track for you on Guts that would win album of the year?
Um, probably Ballad of a Homeschool Girl.
Hmm.
That one, it because it's cool because it just I don't know. It's really relatable, but the production on it's really good and it's really loud and fast and it's made to sound kind of messy, but by sounding messy, it still keeps its like composure and sounding control. And the production on it's really good. Um, that's I think that one would win that one, or I want to get them back because they both kind of have a similar thing. The production's really good. It sounds messy. It sounds emotion packed. It sounds like all of this stuff, but it still really works. And it takes a really, really specific style of production and artist to do that. And she nailed it.
I agree.
I
For
want to
sure.
say I want to get him back. I think it's Get Him Back, right? That's what the song is called. Yeah,
Mhm.
yeah. I think that's an anthem right there. Like when I first listened to that, I was like, that's gonna hit it off the charts. Yeah. But album of the year, I honestly am a little torn between Guts and Midnight's too. Like, and a little bit of SOS because I feel like SOS had a pretty SZA had a pretty good album out, and I honestly love it so much. So that's me being biased, but I don't know. It's like realistically, I don't know if there's that many people who actually were like the crazy about SOS. So
Mhm.
I might have to go. I I feel like it's gonna be Olivia Rodrigo because Taylor Swift has already what was it? It was like 2 times album of the year, right? Oh, three.
3.
Okay, because I know that in 2020, because I love The Weeknd so much, and he wasn't even nominated for the album of the year. That year. Yeah. I know that in 2020 she won for Folklore. And now I know that there's 2 other ones. So I think it's gonna be Olivia Rodrigo. So
Um,
Daniel. Oh no, sorry. What?
I was gonna ask you about SOS. So like, what do you think SZA could have done to be album of the year for you or for?
That's a really good question. Just I don't know, just be more poppy.
Yeah,
A lot of her like I mean, I'm not gonna say that it wasn't pop. Like there were definitely a couple of pop songs right there, but it was a lot more. What's the word I'm looking for? It's a lot
Bill.
more I want to say soulful. It's just a lot more slower, like which is
Yeah,
not a bad thing, but it's I don't know. I feel like this generation especially needs that like dopamine hit, so they need that fast stuff.
for sure.
So yeah, Daniel, what about you?
Yeah, I think I kind of have the same thoughts. I think it'd either be between Taylor Swift or Olivia Rodrigo. Personally, I really enjoyed the album Guts, but I think just the way that Taylor's kind of has her career right now and how much buzz she's making, it could go to her.
Okay. Is there a record? I mean, sorry, is there an album that's not on there that you would have wished to see, Daniel?
Yeah, so the Foo Fighters had their album this year, and I think I'm just if they only had one fan, I'd be that one fan. But I think that's just kind of me.
Yeah,
I like how
no.
we all like nodded approval, like when you mentioned the Foo Fighter album, we were like,
I
Yeah.
think it should have been nominated too.
honestly,
Yeah.
it was pretty strong.
Yeah.
I mean, there's a lot of good rock albums. So I'm honestly, there's not too much rock inside of like as far as like album of the year, record of the year, song of the year. Um, so I mean, I think it's just a lot more pop instead.
Yeah. I'm really surprised that they don't have more rock because I feel at this point it would be included in the masses. Like someone like Foo Fighters has been in the industry for so long, that I mean, not that I would call it pop, but it is popular music. Yeah, they are a popular artist. So yeah, I'm really surprised not to see that.
Yeah.
Also, I feel like we have a lot of really good rock releases either this year or like within the nomination period. So not to see a lot of that in like the major categories is kind of disheartening.
Yeah, for sure. All right. Moving on to the next one.
Wait, Eddie, did you
What?
say what your thoughts for album of the year were?
Yeah, I did. The Record by Boy Genius.
Oh, I didn't.
Oh
Okay.
yeah, you didn't. Okay. All right, we're moving on.
All right. Um, pause. Is our video part of the pod?
The recording? Yeah, it is.
I mean, like, are we posting it anyway?
On YouTube, yes, we will.
Okay.
I'm so sorry. I just had to turn on my video camera. Everyone
We-
followed.
We don't have to, but I mean,
But-
it does add a layer.
I don't know. I just think it would be more engaging because I do know that a lot, some of the people who watched our podcast were like, "Yeah, I like how you guys turn on your camera." Like, what is it for that last one? What was it called? The Tinder app one. Yeah,
Yeah, yeah.
a couple people were like that. So I'm like, oh, I'm gonna turn on my camera. I think.
Yeah.
Okay. All right, just checking. Continuing on.
All right.
So we have the song of the year.
No, we didn't hear your album of the year. I was just joking about moving on.
Oh, just kidding. Okay, I briefly mentioned this in one of the meetings, but I really want Lana Del Rey to win album of the year. I just think it was like her lyricism as well as I feel like she's so versatile in the sense of she does like ballads, but she still mixes it with other elements of music like hip hop, R&B, all kinds of things. So I feel like she should get some recognition for that. But at the same time, I do feel like Olivia Rodrigo is gonna take album of the year.
Mm.
For my biased opinion, I think that Guts is a perfect album. There's zero skips in it. For sort of a quote unquote critics observation, she won pop vocal album for Sour, so I feel like the next step up would be to win album of the year for her sophomore album. And it's kind of the same trend with Taylor Swift, where she was really big beforehand, and then her sophomore album won album of the year. So I feel like it's a pretty common thing for artists to do.
Wow, you see a pattern in everything. You got this all set up.
So those are my thoughts. Now officially moving on to Song of the Year. So this is the Songwriters Award, and our nominees are A&W by Lana Del Rey, Antihero by Taylor Swift, Butterfly by Jon Batiste, Dance Tonight by Dua Lipa, Flowers by Miley Cyrus, Kill Bill by SZA, Vampire by Olivia Rodrigo, and What Was I Made For by Billie Eilish. All right, I feel like we're kind of talked about it and we're kind of all in agreement of which one would win, but let's talk about it.
So before we go into that, Pia, can you explain for our listeners on what the difference is between Record of the Year and Song of the Year?
Yes, Record of the Year is only like singles from the albums could be nominated, and it's kind of what was popular that year, based on sales, like listening and kind of what encompasses how people felt that year. Whereas Song of the Year is where they analyze the lyrics, just go by whatever fits best onto how the year was. So I don't know if that made sense, but for Record of the Year, like the production and everything is accounted for, whereas Song of the Year is more of
Just the
the
lyrics.
lyrics. Yeah.
Got it. Okay, cool. All right, so now we'll get into it. So Song of the Year, let's start with Mia.
This is honestly tough. Like there's so many songs on here that I'm like, I want that one to win. I want that one to win. I want that one to win. I think What Was I Made For is probably gonna win because it was the most popular out of all of them with the Barbie movie and everything. But I mean, Butterfly by John Batiste was so good, and so was A&W by Lana Del Rey and Jack Antonoff. Like those, What Was I Made For is probably gonna win, but those other two are definitely, I think, are really good ones, are really good nominations.
Got it. Okay. Yeah, and also the team, we got together after one of our meetings and we listened to the Songs of the Year nominations, and we listened to about a minute, maybe 2 minutes in. And of course, like we've heard them on our own as well. But just to give like a back-to-back feel and compare and then talk about it. So that's what we're basing this off of as well. Okay, Gianluca?
You know, I really like Butterfly. You know, I've been listening to it actually after the meeting. I was like, this is actually kind of a nice song. It's so simple. It's so nice, but also, wait, okay, I'm sorry. So you said that Song of the Year was supposed to be like accounting like all the sales and all that stuff, like basically what was popular on the charts of, you know, like Spotify, Apple, Billboard
No,
100.
that's for Record of the
Record
Year.
of the Year.
Okay, okay. I was gonna say I never heard anyone pass by and play Butterfly on there. No. Okay, I was deeply confused, but well, I mean, we've already all came to pretty much an agreement that it was gonna be What Was I Made For by Billie Eilish, but ideally it would be Flowers by Miley Cyrus. No, I'm just joking. It's just gonna be What Was I Made For. I mean, okay, you know me, I'm like the #1 Flowers hater. Like, I hated listening to that song at the gym.
Well, so let's, I mean, it is the right place to listen to that song. But all right, let's talk about that briefly because yeah, Flowers was kind of brought up during that discussion, and it's not very popular among our critique. So why is that? Why is Flowers just not it?
Okay, for me, it's just that I mean, I like the premise because it's like, you know, like, oh, I could do this all on my own, right? I don't need you. I don't need like I could buy myself flowers. I could buy myself, you know, I could take my no, I'm sorry, draw my name on the sand, you know? Like that's cool. Just I don't know, there's just something about the song that I just didn't like about it. That's the maybe it's the instrumental or whatever. I'm so tired. I even forgot what the instrumental sounded like. It's like oh yeah,
It's
no, it's just very pop. It's just very pop radio friendly for me. It's like
okay, too poppy.
yeah. What about you guys? I remember you had something more to add. Well, actually, you know what? We never got Daniel's opinion. I wanted
Yes,
to know. Yeah.
let's hear Daniel.
Yeah, so it's actually funny because I think I gotta disagree with everyone.
What?
Yeah. So I think Kill Bill has a shot at Song of the Year.
Okay.
Oh,
You know, with how many times it's on the radio. I don't hear What Was I Made For on the radio as much. You know, how many times I see it on TikTok, all these different things. I think that one's probably my pick.
That was like a hard left and then like an immediate back straight when you
Yeah.
said I was like
I
when
thought you were
if
gonna
you were gonna
agree.
say so what about Flowers though? Like how do
Yeah.
you feel about Flowers?
I kind of don't like that song either. I think it's like you said, it's very catchy, but it was overplayed. So it's just not one of my favorites.
Got it. Okay. And sorry, Miley Cyrus, I don't mean to bash
No,
to
no,
continue
I
to
love
bash on
Miley
her.
Cyrus. I love her. I loved Wrecking Ball when I was like maybe 11 or something. I forgot what it was. So you know me. I'm like the #1 Miley Cyrus fan. But I'm sorry. I'm sorry. But this was just not it. Okay, sometimes we're just at our lowest.
I just
I think.
imagine no, go ahead.
Oh, I was gonna say, I think we said that flowers would be something we'd hear at like a middle school dance.
Yeah. Yeah, for sure. Homecoming or something like that. Oh man. Gianluca, I just imagine you in the living room as 11-year-old, like swinging on a wrecking ball in your living room.
Oh, I love that song, okay? I just loved anything that played on the radio. Like I ate that up, okay? Miley Cyrus, Taylor Swift, all of these people. Like I love them so much. I
No,
practically grew up with them.
yeah.
So it was just a shame that I saw Miley Cyrus. Wait, okay, correct me if I'm wrong, but this was like it's like it's been a pretty big gap since Miley Cyrus has released like music, right? Or
Yeah,
am I wrong? Because I haven't heard from her in a long time, and I
Yeah,
just thought,
I would say it was a big gap, right?
yeah.
Like at least not as popular like that. Like this was a big comeback for her.
Mm.
hmm
No, I
Um,
definitely agree though. I will say that she definitely did come back like somehow, but for this to be like the song that like that she comes back like this is her comeback song is like oh my god.
right, yeah. It's like, woo, yeah, you came back.
Yeah.
I was
Go
say,
ahead.
oh, sorry.
Go ahead, Pia. No, no.
There's a lot other songs that I would nominate for Song of the Year over Flowers.
Yep.
So I know that this was the most popular, so people would know it and be able to judge it against the other contenders, but yeah, I just don't think it's that strong of a song. I mean, personally, I'd want Lana Del Rey A&W to win, but I feel like that's also a little too heavy for a Grammy winner,
Mm-hmm.
just like content wise. So I feel like What Was I Made For is a pretty big contender for Song of the Year. Also, because I feel like Billie Eilish is also a Grammy baby.
Yeah.
I mean, I love Billie Eilish, but she does whenever she's nominated, tends to sweep.
Yeah.
What were you saying, Eddie?
No, I mean, I definitely would agree with you there, but I wanted to go back to Daniel because I kind of cut you off on like your actual nomination just for the sake of flowers. So we talked about Kill Bill during our discussion because Kill Bill is a great record and it's good, but I want to hear your thoughts on why Kill Bill should win Song of the Year.
Yeah, I think I mean, it's just a poppy song, but it's not too poppy, you know? Also, if you look at the list of names that are nominated for Record of the Year, Album of the Year, and Song of the Year, the only three that pop up all three times, I believe, is Taylor Swift, Olivia Rodrigo, and SZA. So
Mm,
No, you're correct.
I
yeah.
believe I think Record of the Year could go to Taylor Swift, and then Album of the Year could go to Olivia Rodrigo, and then Song of the Year could go to SZA.
Dang.
Okay.
Yeah,
So
I
we're like
think you
That's
got
how I
sharing.
it.
would spread it.
You cracked the code, I think. Very
No, I like
nice.
I like that idea though. Honestly, I could totally see that now that you say it, because I didn't even see that to begin with. I was like, oh yeah, you're right. Like Taylor Swift, SZA, Olivia Rodrigo, they're all in that. They're all in those three. So we just give one to each.
Hmm.
So
Yeah.
how would you order it then?
Who?
Daniel.
Kind of what album of the year goes to Taylor Swift, and then no, wait, my bad.
Guts.
It was record of the year goes to Taylor Swift, album of the year goes to Olivia Rodrigo, and then song of the year goes to SZA.
I think. Well, I think that Kill Bill has a solid chance,
Yeah.
but I do have to agree with me and Pia on for what was I made for Billie Eilish, because I think even John Luca was on board with it when we heard it, because it's just like something about it just captured you in from the get-go, and it's such a build. Same thing with Olivia Rodrigo with Vampire. There's so much build up for that. And it's worth it in the end, but I think that Billie Eilish like just has like the innocence about her, and just like her voice for that song just really captures the feeling for the year, I would say. But I do want Kill Bill to win it because SZA like is my favorite artist from the whole selection. So but I mean, with Song of the Year, Jack Antonoff, he's nominated for 2 songs. I mean, you can't really go wrong with that guy either. So, but very cool. Okay. Was that everyone? Mia? Good?
Yeah. I just wish Vampire had a chance, but I don't. Well, maybe. I don't know. Maybe. I really hope it does. I don't know. Okay, I'm just gonna say this right now. To the viewership out there, you guys know this, but I love Vampire. That is an amazing song. Like that should win. Okay, that speaks to someone's soul. I know that. Okay, not well, kind of
Someone's.
someone's soul, but maybe a little bit of mine. Maybe I'm just projecting a little bit. So no, I'm just joking. I'm
Only
just joking.
the billions of Olivia Rodrigo fans.
Okay, now let's not take any more time. Best new artist, okay? So take a wild guess, you guys. Take a wild guess, okay?
Pia?
I was muted. Let me
okay.
just list out the best new artist nominations. We have Gracie Abrams, Fred again, Ice Spice, Jelly Roll, Coco Jones, Noah Khan, Victoria Monet, and The War and Treaty. I already know my answer. How about you guys?
Yeah. I think we're like a hive mind right now.
All right.
Okay.
Do you want to just say it at the same time?
Yeah.
You want to
Okay.
say it all together? You just want to
Yeah.
say it all? Okay, are you ready?
All right.
1,
It's
2, 3. Ice Spice.
Ice
Ice Spice.
Wait. Did you say
Fred
something
again.
else?
I was gonna say Noah Khan.
Oops.
and Daniel said Fred again, which was my second choice.
Yeah, it's a hard choice between Ice Spice and Fred again. I couldn't choose, but since everyone said Ice Spice, I figured I'd be the odd one out, and just kind of go that way. I do
Um,
think Ice Spice will come in first though, because she has been making more waves than Fred again.
He's
Yeah.
had such a huge year.
He has,
Like,
yeah.
How do you be a closer for Taylor Swift's like billion-dollar tour
yeah, for sure.
for your rookie year? That's crazy to me.
Also
Yeah.
SZA too. Well, not closer, but she's in what is it? Her tour as like what is the beginning act. So, I mean, I just find that interesting. Like she's just like popping off right now. She's everywhere and in every radio and in every TikTok, and I'm like in unhinged right now. Like and everything. Okay, I like it though.
For sure. Going back to Mia's recommendation, Noah Kahan. Yes, I think he's like my indie favorite. I mean, I wouldn't necessarily put him indie, but yes, he is a really great new artist. And sadly, like it's just not the pop pick. But go ahead and explain why you think Noah should win it.
He's just this is his first album. Northern Attitude was his first album, and he's just done huge things with that. Yes, he is indie and he's not very pop, but he's had collabs with Post Malone, he's had collabs with Hozier, he's had collabs, I'm forgetting the other artist's name, but he has made waves and has gotten huge with his first album. Like people are still talking about Season of the Sticks or Stick Season. People are still talking about Northern Attitude. People are still talking about the song he redid with Post Malone that I'm completely forgetting the name of right now. He's just been very much popular and people really, really liked him. And that's kind of why. But Ice Spice makes a lot more sense. Definitely.
No, but
Yeah.
your opinion is not invalid though, because I mean, I've seen the guy a couple of times, and I'm like, oh, you know what? Maybe there is a contender, you know. But I don't know. Just me personally, it's like I feel like it's everywhere.
Yeah. Yeah, and that's the thing is like I think Best New Artist is a great opportunity for them to highlight artists that aren't as known as like the most popular. Like Ice Spice is the dead giveaway. But if they put Noah as the winner, then people might be like, "What? Why did he win?" And then go check out his music. It's like, "Oh, it's actually really good." You know, so I could see it winning for that, like to highlight. Um and I hope for that, but we will see.
Can I say something?
Yes.
Okay. I was kind of upset about the Best New Artist nominations because I did not see my girl Sabrina Carpenter nominated, which is very surprising because although she's 5 albums in, she's found a way to reinvent herself, like have a new sound, but stay true to who she is. And I feel like that's kind of what Best New Artist encompasses. It's, you know, um, like always finding a way to improve your sound and having just all of these like really good releases. And she's had a pretty big year. Like almost all of her tour for Emails I Can't Send has been sold out. So that's just very surprising to me. I think she got snubbed.
That's true.
And
And
oh,
go
I just
ahead,
want
go
to
ahead.
say real quick that I totally agree with you because well, I saw this too. And I was like, oh, why is Sabrina not here? And you know what? You're right though, because what is it? Some of these artists have been here for like quite a while. Like Coco Jones, I know that she's been around for I think like 4 years now, or maybe even 5 years now. And
Victoria
Victoria
Monet.
Monet,
Hmm.
yeah, Victoria Monet too. Like she's been here, I think longer than Coco Jones, like maybe 7, 6, I don't know, something like that. But so she's totally like not like unqualified to be here. So it's quite sad.
Okay. So no one is choosing Jelly Roll.
Girl, who the hell?
I'm
So-
sorry.
I'm sorry.
I don't know who that is.
Okay,
Why
moving
Eddie?
on.
We don't know why though. Like I want to hear it.
I don't really know Jelly Roll that often. That's I mean, I've heard the name, but I can't tell you what song they've been on. And even if I heard it, I'd probably be like, nah, I'm not having Jelly Roll in my playlist. I'm sorry. But
Um,
yeah,
I'm also curious. Daniel said Fred again.
yes.
No clue who that is. Am I supposed to? Why did you make that face at me?
I mean, go ahead, Daniel.
Yeah, I mean he's known around like the electronic community or like techno. It's definitely like a little bit of house with melodic in it. I would say his latest album was definitely a lot more melodic than any of his other songs. But it's most likely just because he's a lot of tech.
Yeah.
So
He's
I
def
searched him up, and it seems that he has like 2 albums. Or actually, yeah, 2 albums. So no, 3. Okay, so there's like Secret Life, Actual Life, 3, and then USB. I'm
USB
I'm
is the
wondering.
best one.
USB is the best one. Okay, and you
Yeah.
think that this is actually why he got nominated for here? Oh
it
wow.
So yeah, and I mean the man is incredibly talented. Like his performance in the Boiler Room,
Yeah.
just all the like when they interview him and like there's a couple of videos where he shows like how he makes his music, and it's just insane. Like
He
back
just kind of
when, go ahead.
mixes live too, which
Yeah,
is kind of
yeah.
nuts.
It's all organic and that's crazy. Like, and you wouldn't tell, like, if you listen to it and you're not really into EDM, you might think, okay, like this is just like another electronic record, or you just might not understand. But when you see like how he mixes live and like how he cuts it up, it's pretty incredible. So yeah.
I just want to real quick say, for someone I don't know, this guy is pretty big. Like in this USB album, he has Skrillex, Swedish House Mafia, Jordan. Well, Jordan. That's okay. Now, okay, I think that's totally valid now. Okay, because I've never heard of this guy before, but he he honestly sounds like a pretty big guy now.
Yeah, yeah, you will be a fan for sure.
Interesting.
Final
Are we
thought?
good to move on?
I think we're good, Pia.
All right. So, best pop solo performance. This is singles and tracks only as well. And the nominees are Flowers by Miley Cyrus, Paint the Town Red by Doja Cat, What Was I Made For by Billie Eilish, Vampire by Olivia Rodrigo, and Antihero by Taylor Swift.
So, yeah, I guess I'm the pop guy. So, and honestly, I was surprised by how easy my job was, because this is like I've already heard these before, like all of these actually. So, I mean, we could just have an open discussion about it. Honestly, my guess is just gonna be pop song. Well, what was I made for? Is a pop song? It's
Apparently.
apparently like it just hit me right now. I was like, wait, what? So, okay, I honestly think it would be Paint the Town Red, because I think that that song has just been, out there. Everyone loves it. I don't even know like anyone who necessarily like hates it. And it's I don't know, it's kind of like a somewhat of a comeback song, I guess, from Doja Cat, because she did have those tweets where she was like, what is it? You guys, you to everyone who calls themselves, what is it, like kitty cats or something? You better, what was it?
Kittens with a Z.
Kitten. Yeah, yeah. To everyone who calls themselves kittens, you gotta stop. You gotta stop what you're doing and start helping your parents pay for the bills or something. And that everyone kind of turned on her after that. So I don't know. It's kind of badass. That's all I can I swear?
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah, that's right.
awesome. Okay.
Um,
No. I would just want to say, but what were you guys thinking? Yeah.
I I don't know if this is an unpopular opinion, but I kind of think it's a slap in the face for Doja Cat to be nominated for pop solo performance, because
Hmm.
I feel like the reason she kind of lashed out and did that whole thing was to get out of the realm of pop music, and she wanted to be more seen as a rapper or like an R&B artist.
Mm-hmm.
So I I mean I do think she has a really good chance of winning, but for her sanity, I hope she does not.
Now you got me wondering how she's gonna react if she does win. Like,
It I think it would be perfect. I think that the whole album was made off of pure spite. Uh, and I think if she won that, because it is like that song I'm surprised it wasn't Song or Record of the Year, because it's like it's very infectious. The album itself maybe not the most popular, but the that song for sure was like it definitely turned heads. And I think if she won it, she would definitely make some sort of statement at the awards, and that would be pretty controversial. That would get ratings up, so I could see them doing it for that too.
That's smart.
Yeah. So, what about you, Mia? How do you feel?
I'm gonna kind of change my thoughts. Because What Was I Made For is really cool, of course, but after Daniel was talking about, he's like, But after Daniel said that it's you don't really hear it as much anymore, now I'm like, okay, like backtracking from that, I kind of hope Vampire wins. Like Antihero by Taylor Swift might, if Paint the Town Red by Doja Cat, like you said, if that wins, that would be crazy. Definitely an event. But I kind of hope Vampire wins. It was a really good start to the album before it officially like started. It really just like set the tone for everything. It was enough pop without being too like loud or like obnoxious. Like it was just like enough. Like I thought, hope Vampire wins.
Yeah, I would agree with that. And it's kind of like we already know that Taylor's walking home with something, Olivia's walking home with something, and Billy's probably walking home with something. We can hope that SZA walks home with something. But it would be such an upset if Doja walked home with Bob's solo performance, I think. What about you, Daniel?
Yeah, I agree. I think it's gonna be Paint the Town Red, but I could also see Flowers being a contender, just because of how popular it is.
Right.
But
Yeah.
I also find it funny that Billie Eilish is a part of this, so I could see her winning this category. Even though it's not a pop song, I think she could still go home with something.
Right.
I'm actually gonna agree with Daniel. I feel like Miley Cyrus is gonna walk home with this. Now listen, I don't really like Flowers, but she was nominated for a lot of the big awards, and if she doesn't take any of those, I feel like since Flowers was such a big pop song, like my 7-year-old cousin knows it
Right.
kind of thing, I think she definitely has a really good chance.
True. It'd be like Happy winning a Grammy.
Hmm.
Yeah, I will say it would be nice to see Miley Cyrus, win something this year, especially just coming back, So I'll give her that, right? I mean, I would absolutely love it, but preferably it would be the album and not the song.
Yeah, which makes a great segment into our next topic
Category.
category,
Yeah, category.
which is Best Pop Vocal Album. So our nominees are Chemistry by Kelly Clarkson, Endless Summer Vacation by Miley Cyrus, Guts by Olivia Rodrigo, Subtract by Ed Sheeran, and Midnights by Taylor Swift. Gianluca.
So, um, if you guys probably don't notice about me, but I'm a huge Ed Sheeran fan. Like, I love. You guys are like laughing right now, but I'm just gonna admit it with pride. Okay, I'm a huge Ed Sheeran fan. Like, love everything he's ever put out. Right. Well, except for maybe that last album, but we'll put that
I
under the rug. No, what were you saying?
No, I can't speak for everybody, but I was not laughing because you're a big Ed Sheeran fan. I was laughing because I thought you were gonna say Olivia Rodrigo or
No.
something.
Okay,
You totally
which
caught me off guard there.
so so
I just oh,
no. You go.
With you.
I just found it funny that you felt the need to make a disclaimer for that. Like as if it was the most vile thing to be
No,
mentioned.
because like people are just so surprised every time I say that, right? But the thing is that I didn't even know this album came out. Like I knew when all the other albums came out. I didn't know this. And when I just randomly like went on Ed Sheeran's page the other day and I was like, oh, he released a new album. I'm like, okay. Anyways, I don't know why I felt the need to even talk about that, but it's such a boring album. That's all I could say. So we're putting that out. Chemistry by Kelly Clarkson.
The
So
build up.
so I think that is what we needed, yeah. We need some humor, right?
We
So
do.
yeah. Chemistry from Kelly Clarkson. I know that she has a really big what was it? Christmas song. What was it called? Shoot, I
Underneath the tree or something like that.
underneath the tree. Yeah, underneath the tree. Yeah. So this was quite kind of surprising that she kind of came back and she has an album. I'm surprised because I looked at the album and all of the songs, I think except for one, has 100,000 like only 100,000 listens, while all these other songs have like about like a million for like all of them, right? So yeah, that's going out. Endless Summer by Miley Cyrus. I don't know, maybe. Maybe. I mean, I like some of the songs in there. I'm not gonna lie, that was the one I least listened to. But then, so I'm just gonna move that out of the way. So, and I hate to be redundant, but it's either gonna be Guts or Midnights. That's I really hate the repetitiveness of this right now, but actually, now that I think about it, because Daniel, you did bring up a good point. They might just what is it? They might just split it apart so that everyone has like a fair chance or whatever. So I have a feeling that for best pop
Okay,
album.
let me stop you right there.
Oh, sorry, yeah.
Um, I hear what you're saying and I hear what Daniel is saying, but this is for like the vocal album, like as a whole.
Vocal album. That's a
So
whole.
like you gotta judge it as an album, not just a single.
No, you did bring up a good point. So that's gonna be Guts or Midnights. That's there. Boom. And maybe Guts, maybe Midnights. It's honestly so hard to tell. So I want you guys to tell me, what do you guys think?
Midnights.
Midnights? Okay. We got one midnight. Okay. Eddie.
Guts.
Okay, Guts. Okay. So Mia?
I'm thinking Midnights.
Okay, Midnights. Okay. Now Daniel.
I'm gonna go with Guts.
Yeah, the split.
Yeah.
Listen, I love both albums, obviously. But I feel like Guts isn't a straight through pop album because she did get nominated for Best Rock Song. And I
Mm,
think Nights is
That's
like
true.
the
Definitely,
perfect
yeah.
pop album, especially because it's Taylor's comeback into pop after the first few years. And Antihero, I think, is the perfect pop song. So,
okay.
oh my
Yeah.
God.
You know what? You do bring a great point actually, because now that I'm thinking about it, Guts is definitely like more rockish, Well, actually, it's always kind of been rockish, right? Like especially with her last
Yeah.
album. Yeah, so you do bring up a good point. Anyways, sorry. Did someone else want to speak?
She's like the alternative Taylor Swift.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's one way to put it.
I
Okay.
thought that album was for sure gonna get nominated for alt, and it didn't. I was like really shocked by that.
Yeah. But do you agree with the whole Midnight's Guts discussion? I mean, you voted Midnight's anyway, so
Yeah.
What about you, Daniel? Do you know? Have you listened to any of these or?
So the reason I want Guts is because I actually haven't listened to a whole lot of Taylor Swift,
Oh.
like at all. So, but you do bring up a good point that it is more of a pop album. So I think I would have to switch my answer to Midnight's.
Woo. Okay.
Hmm.
In that case, I'm a sheep and Midnight's wins. Okay.
Okay, well, that was good.
All right. Now we're going on into the categories where we kind of split them up between people. So for the next two, for the rock section, I believe is me and Daniel. But if you guys want to chime in, feel free. So the nominations for Best Rock Song are Angry by the Rolling Stones, Ballad of a Homeschooled Girl by Olivia Rodrigo, Emotion Sickness by Queens of the Stone Age, Not Strong Enough by Boy Genius, and Rescued by Foo Fighters. Daniel, start us off.
Yeah, so I'll kind of just go through each one. Angry was a pretty good song. It kind of had like the Start Me Up kind of vibe to it, I would say. Kind of the same tone as well as the loop of guitar and stuff. But I mean, personally, it wasn't my favorite. I think my favorite would have to go to Rescued by Foo Fighters. And then in a close second was Emotion Sickness by Queens of the Stone Age. I think that whole album was really good. I think it's like the Times New Roman album.
Mhm.
I think that's a very close contender to Foo Fighters. And then as far as Olivia Rodrigo and Boy Genius, I don't know too much of it, but I would say Olivia Rodrigo and then Boy Genius.
I was
I feel
gonna
like
say, oh,
oh my bad. I feel like they're both kind of a little bit slower and softer, and I listen to a lot of high speed, kind of more rockish albums.
I was gonna say out of this entire lineup, Emotion Sickness was one of my favorites, but that's also taking Olivia Rodrigo out because obviously I love the Guts album. Um, Not Strong Enough by Boy Genius. I listened to it a few times. I really enjoy the song, and I think it's a really good song. I don't think it should have been nominated in this category. Um, I feel that it was better off in the alternative music. So I just thought that was interesting how they're in this one. Angry was good and Rescued was really good. I feel like that's a really strong contender for best rock song. Um, Actually, I think it might win, but Emotion Sickness was on my playlist after the first 30 seconds of listening to it. So those are my thoughts.
So I'm curious. So you said Strong Enough. You thought it wasn't going to win?
Yeah, I meant it more of like, I feel like it should have been nominated for alternative music rather than rock.
Hmm.
Yeah, especially
I-
against like, sorry.
No. I was just gonna say I agree because like you and Daniel are saying, it's just a little too soft for this category, and I feel like that would be the upset win. And I love that album, like, but I don't think it's the rock category. It's the alternative category for that because they're nominated for a category which we'll get into later, but alternative music performance. So that's more fitting. Whereas this, no, I agree with Queens of the Stone Age, and Ballad of a Homeschool Girl is probably the close second, um, because that song is really good. It's well written, and the production on that is very nice. It pays tribute to a lot of rock songs.
Yeah, I do think it was a really good nomination. I just don't know if it's gonna win against Foo Fighters just because Olivia Rodrigo is, I guess, more known as like a pop girl.
Yeah,
I don't know. I think it's really good that she's getting seen for dipping into different genres.
yeah, and, yeah. So I would put Foo Fighters up there as well because it's Foo Fighters. What about you, Mia?
I'm probably gonna have to go again with "Ballad of a Homeschool Girl." I love that song. That is song is since it came out, it's been like on my playlist, like on repeat. I just think it's really cool because, like Pia, how you said earlier, like how it's like people see her as like a pop girl, but this album, like it was pop, but it just like blew up to so many other genres and like it like really spread its wings. Um, so that was just really cool, and I feel like the song definitely signifies that whole wing spreadingness. But yeah, it was fast without being too fast, it was loud without being too loud, just everything.
Yeah, I would have to agree that Ballad of Homeschooled Girl is a great introductory for people who were into pop to get into rock. And not that Olivia Rodrigo wasn't rock with Sour as well, because she had those rock elements and that alternative element. But yeah, this really like carried that over. Um, and I feel if she won this, or she's done some good to the rock genre by bringing more people into that from the pop genre. Um, so I could see that. What about you, Gianluca?
Yeah, it's just cool that Foo Fighters is still strong, like even after all these years. I think Kurt Cobain would be very proud of them right now. But I'm not gonna lie, I don't even know a lot of these songs besides maybe Not Strong Enough. So I don't know. I guess Not Strong Enough is good. But like it's as you guys say, I totally agree though. It's not. It's kind of more alternative. right? So I truly don't know. I guess I'll just have to go with Ballad of the Homeschooled Girls, but that's only because of my small worldview of rock. So I do want to ask though, because Daniel, you seem to be like, I don't know if you're like big on like rock or, but I just want to know like if there was any outstanding like albums or songs that you may wanted to put on this.
Um, honestly, so Rescued was on the But Here We Are album. It is a very good song, but I don't think it was the best song from that album. Um, I so I would have to choose what's it called. I think I would maybe switch that song out um to Show Me How. But even still, that's not necessarily, that's a little bit of a softer rock. But I mean, then again, we do have Boy Genius and Olivia Rodrigo in the category. One thing that I do think is pretty interesting is how inside of Best Rock Album of the Year, we have people like Greta Van Fleet, Metallica, Paramore, how they're not being nominated for these Best Rock songs instead of other people who, are more of alternative or indie rock. I also don't know if there's an indie rock category or an indie category, but I think indie is such a big category nowadays that it should be.
Yeah, I would agree. It would help spotlight independent artists. And maybe there's something, a layer there that they don't do that because of that reason, because they're independent and they're not like structured within the record labels, so or like the popular
Yeah.
record labels, I should say. But yeah, that is a good point. And I feel like if they just did that, it would provide more ratings and help boost a lot of careers. But yeah, I was surprised to see Greta Van Fleet and Metallica not, and even Paramore not make it to Best Rock Song.
Yeah.
So that brings us to the next category.
Yes, our next category is Best Rock Album. So our nominees are But Here We Are by the Foo Fighters, Starcatcher by Greta Van Fleet, 72 Seasons by Metallica, This Is Why by Paramore, and In Times New Roman by Queens of the Stone Age.
In Times New Roman?
Yes,
Yeah.
That's the name of the album?
I also typed everything out in
In-
time.
Yeah. Irony.
Um, I just have to say, it's kind of not weird, I guess, but rock and metal really isn't appreciated enough, especially in the Grammy community. I feel like the people who vote into these categories don't actually listen to rock or metal music. Um, and I feel like Life is But a Dream by Avenged Sevenfold was snubbed in this category because, hear me out, it is one of the best cohesive like full albums that tell a story in a while, in a really long time. So I was a little bit surprised by that, but then again, not surprised because I was like, they probably don't even know they released an album.
Probably. Which
So,
is unfortunate because Avenged Sevenfold has been around for so long and has changed the game several times.
right.
Yeah, because I just remember like back when like MTV was like really still showing music videos that they were always in top lists for rock. So, oh, yeah, but
And
go ahead, Daniel.
can I go back to the last category really quick to Best Rock Song? But you guys know how like the Beatles had a new rock song come out recently, correct? Or
Yes.
Yeah,
um I think that could have been nominated. And but it would have been interesting if it was.
yeah, oh yeah, that would have been. What about for rock album? How do you feel?
For rock album, I always got to go with Foo Fighters. But I think In Times New Roman is up there. Not saying that I said it, but I think it could definitely win. I think that's the more rock album to me at least, just because I feel like but Here We Are is kind of a little bit more slower. So, and then I think 72 Seasons could get third, and then Starcatcher by Greta Van Fleet fourth, and then This Is Why Paramore. I think Paramore might flip and take fourth.
So why do you think that Paramore, Metallica, Greta Van Fleet, if you've listened to the albums, why do you think that they weren't nominated for Best Rock Song?
I think it's like Pia said, the judges aren't very good. You know, yeah.
But you like listening to those albums, you heard songs that could have easily been nominated.
Yeah, I would say so, especially 72 Seasons Metallica. It's a lot more rock than Olivia Rodrigo or Boy Genius, I would say.
Got it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Maybe that's to round it out. I don't know, like, because I mean, they are softer and they do stand on their own. Not saying that Metallica doesn't stand on its own compared to the lineup with Foo Fighters, Greta Van Fleet. Like those are all different sounds of rock.
Yeah.
But to like we're saying, like to the untrained or to someone who's not really like a rock fan, that they might just think, oh, it's all rock, just like it's all rap or whatever the case. Very interesting.
Yeah, I was gonna say out of this lineup, I mean, I do love the Foo Fighters and all of the bands listed, but I feel like the biggest contenders for me were 72 Seasons and Starcatcher, just off of um listening and what caught my attention the most. I feel like those were really good cohesive albums. But I do feel like Foo Fighters has a fighting chance in this. Just because I feel like they are rock and they have such like hard-hitting lyrics. Not saying that the others don't, but it's something that the general public can relate to more and listen to more. Like it's one that I could play in the car with my mom and she wouldn't yell at me for playing music too loud, you know?
Got it. Yeah, for sure. All right. Thoughts from Gianluca or Mia?
You can go, Mia.
Okay.
Oh no.
I'm not a super big rock fan. If I am a fan of rock, it's usually more like kind of older stuff. But I do know that Foo Fighters, Nirvana, and not Nirvana. Oh my gosh, Foo Fighters, Metallica, and Queens of the Stone Age are like rock classics. So I definitely know it's going to be one of them. Personally, I am a Greta Van Fleet fan, but to me, in my head, I know I kind of make them more like indie rock, if that's even a thing. I just kind of feel like that's more like the vibe that they give off. So I definitely feel like it's either going to be Queens of the Stone Age, Metallica, or Foo Fighters. But with what you guys have been saying about Metallica, then Metallica's going to win.
Got it. Okay. Good to have your input. What about you, Gianluca?
So you had a lot more to say than I did, by the way, Mia, because honestly, there's like I didn't even know about Greta Van Fleet. Well, maybe I've heard a passing conversation. But I didn't even know about Queens of the Stone Age. The only ones I know of are Foo Fighters, Metallica, and Paramore. Which I'm a little surprised that Paramore is up here in album. Like I feel like they had like a good song, but I don't see anyone like being like, oh, this is an amazing album or whatever. So
Right.
that's just me. What did you say?
Yeah, no, I would agree. I think I love Paramore. Like I'm a huge
Oh, me too.
Paramore fan, but I think outside of Paramore fans that their recent records don't really resonate as much as these other records do, which is a shame because like Haley, she grew up with Taylor Swift, like they're like best friends, and it's crazy to see like their career differences. And not that she's not successful, but yeah, it's just interesting.
I did not even know that. Wow, because I love Paramore too. What is it? As I said, I was like as a kid, I used to listen to everything on the radio, right? So like, what is it? Into You. What was that one where like, uh, This is man. I can't even remember how it goes. I can't even remember, but living in the real world. That's how it goes. Yeah.
It's
And
fun.
what do you say?
Ain't it fun?
Ain't it fun? Yeah, that's what it was. Yeah.
Yeah,
So
ain't
I
it
remember all
fun?
those. But I loved
I was like, when you said that lyric, like, ain't it fun? I was like, what song is he singing? And you said the exact, like, okay.
No, I'm just like that. Okay. Like, oh my goodness, it takes me so long just to comprehend what I just said. Um, shoot, yeah, but like I love that song. What was it? Out of Time, I think it was Paramore. That was the one that she that song that she released this year. I'm pretty sure that was what it was. I don't know. You guys are embarrassing me right now. Like I'm talking to like I'm speaking gibberish right now. It
I think Out of Time is the song for this podcast.
No, I'm serious.
yeah, you know what? Okay, well, I guess no one knows that song, but it plays every time at the gym. So like this is how I found out that Paramore was back. So
The gym is your gateway. We should
okay.
have the gym Grammys.
Okay. You know what? Transition alternative music performances. Yeah, you want to start us off here?
Okay, I do have, sorry,
Okay, then okay, yeah.
this is the last thing, but Out of Time is a Paramore song. I didn't know that, and you knew
No.
that.
You didn't know it?
I didn't know that. Running Out of Time. Okay,
Running Out of
that's
Time. That's what it was called. Yes.
okay. All right, but yes, we will be moving on. Okay, I'll take over. All right, so now our category is Best Alternative Music Performance. So we're in the alternative music game, and I do want to remind everybody we are running low on time.
Yes, yes.
So we are gonna speed things up a little bit. So let's go. All right, Best Alternative Music Performance. Our nominees are Belinda Says by Always, Body Paint by Arctic Monkeys, Cool About It by Boy Genius, A&W by Lana Del Rey, and This Is Why by Paramore. So alternative music performance. Who had this one? Nobody? Is this just a group one? It is. Oh, Mia? Okay,
Yeah, I had this one.
go ahead.
So kind of a hot take. Yeah. I was actually kind of really disappointed with the nominations this year. I just wasn't. I was listening to all the songs. None of them really felt all of them felt like kind of soft, kind of folk, kind of. It was just like I love Paramore. It was not really. It didn't really deliver. There were only two songs that actually I feel like hit the alt mark, which were A&W by Lana Del Rey and This Is Why by Paramore. But even then, it just kind of personally for me, it didn't really hit the mark. The song that I think is going to win for this though is A&W by Lana Del Rey. It makes after listening to it, thinking of alt instead of thinking of pop, it just makes more sense as an alt album. It has the kind of toughness, if you want to call it, to her voice to give it that alt kind of kick. The last half of it, where it really changes its tune and its vibe, it just really hits, especially what the song's about and the lyrics that she sings and how kind of sad she is in the beginning and how angry she gets at the end. I just really think A&W is, I think it's.
Perfect. I think,
But what are your guys's?
all right. And yeah, we will move quick on this one. But I will say, I think Pia would agree with you on that, and I would agree with you on that. The other person that I would give it to, if not Arctic Monkeys, is Boy Genius, because I feel like they gotta win something. All right. Go ahead, Gianluca. What do you think?
Honestly, I think I'm just gonna be. I don't know a lot of these songs. I didn't know Arctic Monkeys. I do know Boy Genius, but I've actually not listened to, or I don't even know All Voice. All Voice. That's a cool name. But I guess I'll give it to Lana Del Rey because that's the only one I've actually really thoroughly listened to. So that's just me being biased though. Handing it over to Pia.
Definitely either Boy Genius or Lana Del Rey. My top contender is Lana Del Rey, but that's also because I love Lana Del Rey. Period.
All right. What about you, Daniel?
Yeah, I think I agree with either Lana Del Rey or Boy Genius.
Got it. Okay. Cool. We're all in favor. All right. Now we're gonna move on to our next category, which is Best Alternative Music Album. Our nominees are The Car by Arctic Monkeys, The Record by Boy Genius, Did You Know That by Lana Del Rey, Cracker Island by Gorillaz, and I Inside the Year of Dying. Oh, I totally read that wrong. I Inside the Old Year Dying by PJ Harvey. Not really familiar with that one. I'm familiar with all the rest, but who's taking this one? Mia? Hold on one second. You're breaking up.
Did you know there's a tunnel under Ocean Boulevard? Just
All right. All
Can
right.
you
I
hear me
think
now?
you're good. Yeah.
Am I good?
Yep. You're good. You're good. Cool.
All right. So other than the fact that I'm a big Lana Del Rey fan, did you know that there's a tunnel under Ocean Boulevard? It was just a really good. It was just really. It was. I don't have. It's all up here, but it's not like I can't get it out. It was just really like good. It was in depth. It had enough angst to it that like an alt track should have. It had enough depth to it. It had enough emotion to it. It had enough variety to it and versatileness throughout each song. Like it was just, I really, really liked it. But I also do have to say that I really appreciate The Car by Arctic Monkeys being nominated because I'm a huge Arctic Monkeys fan, like since way, way, way before AM. In that album, it was just really neat seeing them back nominated and listening to their to their title track, The Car, because it just kind of talks about their entire career, and it was just really neat to see them back. But I think did you know there's a tunnel under Ocean Boulevard is definitely probably going to sweep it.
For sure. I think the songwriting on that is stands out a lot more than the other albums here. All right. What about you, Pia?
Similarly to Mia, I've been a huge Arctic Monkeys fan for the longest time. However, I do not think it's their strongest album. I really enjoyed Tranquility Base before anyone says I only like their AM album. And I think while I love Lana Del Rey, I feel like Boy Genius is taking this one home. They've had such a big year, and like you were saying in the beginning, Eddie, they are a super group. So just a lot of really strong songs in it. Yeah, I really enjoyed that album.
Yeah. I would hope that it wins something. Like I feel like they're nominated and there's got to be something. So this might be it. What about you, Daniel?
I think Boy Genius will probably win it. If not, then Lana Del Rey.
Got it. Okay. Gianluca? What do you feel?
Sorry, I don't know. I don't know alternative.
I
That's
know.
fair.
I know Gorillaz,
Yeah.
so I guess that's an addition. So I don't know. I kind of like Cracker Island. I mean, that's that song, and what was it? New Gold, I think it was. That was pretty good. Was Tim Impala? Well, that's because I'm a Tim Impala fan. I know you guys never saw my rap, but Tim Impala was actually on the second, and the
Oh,
first I will not be explaining. But I'm sorry. What, Daniel?
Nothing.
No, nothing.
Nothing.
Okay.
came
I'm
at
just.
him like he's fighting.
Yeah.
Like, I'm sorry, what then?
I think I agree with you. 'Cause I don't really listen to any of these artists either. That's why I kind of just said Lana Del Rey and Boy Genius again. Arctic Monkeys I did listen to, but all of their newer stuff I couldn't get into. And then Gorillaz, I feel like their albums take a while to catch up.
Definitely. No, I totally agree though, because with some of the other albums I'm just gonna make this fast, but with some of the other albums that Gorillaz made, like at first I listened to them, I'm like, okay, this is really okay, and then after a while listens to it, just kind of comes at you. I'm like, oh, this is
Years
pretty
later,
good.
it's a really good one.
Yeah, I would say
Yeah.
within the past 2 years, I started listening to actually this year, Humans again, and I was like, wow, like these songs are actually like, there were some songs I liked when it first came out, and then other songs I'm just now appreciating more. And I'm kind of feeling the same way with Cracker Island, where I'm like, but but I love the Gorillas. Um, okay, so no one for PJ Harvey.
I didn't
Again,
even know who
girls
that
with.
was.
I'm sorry, but like,
Sorry,
No,
PJ.
I'll take it. I'll take it. I'll be the nice one here and say that PJ Harvey had an amazing year this year. Okay, like
He got nominated for a
absolutely.
Grammy.
Okay, I was just
pretty
bewildered
good.
when I first listened to it. Okay, it took me back. In fact, there's a certain kind of stuff. Okay, let's move on. So,
yeah, giving this to you guys, I am not an R&B or rap person. So
well, I
Okay.
was highlighted for what is it, the R&B section. So, do you know the names
I
of?
do.
Yeah, okay.
Thanks to Pia, because she created the playlist for it.
Okay.
So we're going with Best R&B Song as our next category. We have 5 nominations for that. First one is Angel by Halle, part of Halle and Chloe. Okay, I almost said Halle and Barry for some reason.
Is it
Anyways,
Halle Bailey, right? Or
Halle and Chloe.
Halle Bailey is her name.
Halle Bailey.
Yeah, Halle
Okay.
Bailey.
I told myself that I would pronounce her name right before this podcast. I told. Oh my goodness.
So yeah, Angel by Halle. Back to Love featuring Sir and Alex Isley by Robert Glasper. We have ICU by Coco Jones. On My Mama by Victoria Monet. And Snooze by SZA. So Gianluca.
All
What
right,
do you
I guess I can go. Okay, I could finally go a little more in depth with these songs. So, because
You
I
don't have a lot of
actually.
time.
Oh, I'm sorry. So,
Just kidding.
uh,
Just kidding. I'm just kidding.
honestly, I really like On My Mama. Like that's I've never listened to Victoria Monet like ever. Like, but when I listened to this song from all these other songs, I was like, wow, this is actually pretty strong. Like it has like a kick to it, and it's it's I love the lyrics like this is On My Mama, right? Like it's that's really that. I don't want to go too much in depth in it. Just I just really like the beat of it. Second I would say Snooze because I've been listening to Snooze for a while. Ever since SOS came out. Love it. It's nice. It's news. It's smooth. Angel was kind of surprising because I do know that Halle Bailey. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Is that how you say it?
I think it's Halle.
Halle. Okay, Halle Bailey, right? We all know her as what is it? The mermaid. What is it? Yeah, the mermaid for the Little Mermaid, right? And
Ariel.
I guess Ariel, yes. And I guess this song is kind of like a response to the backlash that she got for, playing the role because
Wow.
she says like I'll just pull up like just some lyrics right now actually if I can. And don't hear that. We don't want to be copyrighted. Okay. Yeah, she talks about what is it? How like black women are basically like left out of like all of like the things. They're never really given a chance to like fly or whatever, right? And so and which is why it's called Angel because because she's basically telling them that they're angels, right? They can fly, they can go, they can reach heights like further than heaven, let's just say. And it's just pretty nice, 10 out of 10.
That is very interesting. And if I wouldn't have known that, I wouldn't have put that on the list. But I think knowing that, I think it would be very interesting if it did win.
It would be. Yeah.
But I have to agree that On My Mama and Snooze are the standouts, and they kind of contrast each other because one's very like upbeat, poppy, the other one is slow. I would have to pick Snooze as my go-to over On My Mama. And I put that on my mama, actually. So,
Bye.
okay, so we got those. Anyone disagree with that? Anyone want to chime in on those songs?
I was gonna say I agree that Snooze is gonna win. I love On My Mama. I think it's a really great song, but I feel like SZA encompasses modern R&B. So
Sure.
those are my thoughts.
Daniel, Mia, anything?
No,
All right.
I agree with what I like Snooze. I think Snooze is good. I think Sia is a really strong R&B artist, and she swept it. I mean, she didn't sweep it, but I mean, everybody loves Kill Bill, and with Snooze, it's no different. I think this is definitely going to be a win for her.
Got it. Okay. Yeah. I would hope so as well. All right, let's move on to the next category. Start wrapping things up. Okay. Do you have the nominations up, Gianluca?
Yeah, I do. That's okay. I know that one of them was Jaguar 2 by Victoria. Um, Clear 2 Soft Life EP by Summer Walker. What I Didn't Tell You by Coco Jones. Special Occasion by Emily King. And I think the last one was
Girls
Girls
Night
Night.
Out.
Yeah, by Babyface.
Mhm.
So okay, I'm just gonna talk about the two that I like the most. So, honestly, I really liked Emily King's album. Well,
Mm.
I think it's an album. I'm pretty sure it says like EP or something, but whatever. It's getting nominated for album.
Yeah.
But it's really smooth. It's really simple, and it's really ambient. Like when I was listening to this in the car, like it was kind of like uplifting to me, right? Like whenever I like was picking my sister up from school, I was just like, wow, this is kind of beautiful and some outstanding and some and one song I particularly like was what was it? Special Occasions. I it has such a nice like guitar to it that it's just feels like you're in like your heaven, right? So that's what I liked about this one, and it pretty much stands out from some of the other ones because some of them are like really like you know, like really what is it, punchy, right? So this
Mm.
one's just it was a nice like switch. And then we got Victoria Monet's with a Jaguar 2, which I really like too because it honestly felt like I was listening to you know that album Silk Sonic by Bruno Mars and Anderson .Paak.
Yeah. Hmm.
Yeah, like how it was like all like kind of like funk, soul, like pop. I that's what I felt like when I was listening to this album. It felt like it was like a homage to kind of like that, but also with a lot more like elect well, it's a lot more like electronical instruments too implemented in it, right? So there's definitely like snares and whatnot, but I don't know, that just made it kind of outstanding. So now I think it's either gonna be Victoria Monet or Emily King. And honestly, I'm kind of going Victoria Monet because I do know that she has one song that actually really popped off. Because a lot of these albums didn't actually reach that much like viewership. Like Emily King only has like 100,000 per song in that album. So I think it's gonna be Victoria Monet because she has the most. So I don't know. What do you guys think?
I would agree with you on Victoria Monet as a solid choice for this. But I would also throw Summer Walker there because her album, her EP was really great. And I think being an EP, it's one of the reasons she was nominated because it was so great. Um, she had good features. I mean, Summer Walker's always been great. She's featured on Kendrick Lamar's album last year, which won Grammy. So I think that it would be interesting for her to win the Grammy this year for Best R&B Album.
No, I definitely agree with you. Actually, I was looking forward to this album myself, and when I listened to it, I thought it was very solid, but I I kind of liked it just for the two features they had, Childish
Mm.
Gambino and J. Cole, and I love J. Cole. Anyways, does anyone else have anything else to say about that? No?
Okay. All
Alright.
good. Just me and you. So, all right, with that note, we're gonna keep it rolling. We're gonna put Jaguar 2 as our top pick for best R&B album. Now we're moving on to the last category, which is best rap song and best rap album. So I listened to all of these. We'll start with best rap song. We got 5 nominees. Number 1 is Attention by Doja Cat. Second is Barbie World with Aqua by Nicki Minaj, Ice Spice, and Aqua. We have Just Wanna Rock by Lil Uzi Vert, Rich Flex by Drake and 21 Savage, Scientists and Engineers by Killer Mike, Andre 3000, Aaron Allen Kane, and Future. So I loved all these songs actually. I thought they were all great bangers. I think they're very popular throughout the year in the rap community. But I would have to give it to Attention by Doja Cat. I think it was a solid return. It was a great introduction and turned heads when she released that. And it kind of looked everybody in the face and just said like, I tricked you. And just did it in a very like hip hop way. It set the tone for what was to come. So I would give it to that. My favorite was Scientists and Engineers because I'm just a big Killer Mike and Andre 3000 fan. But ultimately, it would be Attention. And then I would be surprised if Barbie World won it. But it is what it is. Any thoughts on that, Gianluca, Mia, Daniel, or Pia?
I just want to say that Just Wanna Rock, I'm surprised was even on here. Like, is that even a, that's not even a rap song. Isn't it just him going like, I just wanna rock.
It should have won Songwriter of the Year, I thought. But
Sure? I
yeah,
don't know, man. I mean, isn't the entire album, that song just like, I just wanna rock, rock, body
it's
wanna rock,
brilliant,
rock.
brilliant. The choreography. It should have won Dance Choreography of the Year
Mm,
too. You gotta check
ah,
out the video. But yeah, no, I think it could have entered the electronic category, because it's a good party song. But yeah, no, I don't think it's best rap song.
I was
But go
say,
ahead, go ahead, go ahead.
I think Attention is better than Paint the Town Red.
Mm, okay.
It getting nominated for best rap song was like best case scenario for me. I was like, well, duh, that's really good. But also, I don't know if this is, I mean, it's not controversial because everyone loves Drake, but I do really like Rich Flex. Out of everything on that album, I feel like that was the most like user friendly, if that makes sense.
Yeah,
This rap songs getting nominated. It's also very catchy.
for sure. Yeah,
But Doja Cat, I think, was a really good comeback song. I feel like it deserves it.
yeah, I think so. I think out of any award that Doja's nominated for, it should be this one that she wins. Um, I mean, Paint the Town Red is great, but like there's so many great nominees for that. So, but moving on to our next category and our last category, Best Rap Album of the Year. So speaking on controversy, there's a lot of controversy with these nominees. Um, First we got Drake and 21 Savage, Her Loss. We have Killer Michael. We have Metro Boomin's Heroes and Villains. We have Nas and Hit Boy with King's Disease 3. And we have Travis Scott with Utopia. So this is controversial because Travis Scott has come back after 5 years of being gone and releases this album. And it's like make or break for him. And the album was really great. Like I think like sonically, like Travis Scott is a genius. Um, but I don't think it was enough for me to say it's best rap album. I don't think so. I because go, go ahead, what?
No, I just said okay.
And maybe I'm just more old school, but like I could talk about these albums for forever because Drake and 21 Savage, I mean, that's just like that's the pop hit for this album. Um, And I think like if it won, it'd be like, okay, yeah, it's Drake. But I don't think it's gonna win. Um, Nas and Hit Boy, that's like classic hip hop artist who is just making record after record every year. Lyrically, that was the best album out of any of these. Killer Michael is the best underdog album, and I think that Killer Mike deserves this this award more than anyone on this record because he's been around since the Outkast days, since Dungeon Family, and like is just a monster. So I would want him to win this, but I think honestly it's gonna be between Metro Boomin and Nas to win this record. I would put Travis Scott on there as third, but Metro Boomin's Heroes and Villains is like the magnum opus of his career. And for him to be nominated as a producer for the best rap album with all of these different features, like recreating a sound, having Morgan Freeman on his projects, like it was just such a big hit. And I think it deserves that credit for just all that collaboration because it takes a lot of work to do that. So yeah, Metro Boomin. Gianluca, you looked a little upset that I didn't.
Yeah, I am a little upset. Yeah, this is I don't know if you guys know, but I'm joking. Honestly, I'm like a lukewarm Travis fan. I don't even know why I have this thing. My brother just gave it to me. I was like, okay. I don't even like Utopia that much, but I just made it my entire personality now. Anyways, I have to agree. You know what? I do have to agree. Metro Boomin's Heroes and Villains was very strong, and like, what is it? No one could get enough of like, what is it? That intro song. What was it? I forgot what it was called, but it's like in like almost I hear it like every time I get on TikTok. And what else? That song Creepin' with The Weeknd. That one's been popping off too. And
Oh yeah.
honestly, I lost my train of thought right now. All I could say is that I think it's gonna be Heroes and Villains because not only do I want him to win, but it just makes sense because he 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 just went all out for that album. Like I think what is it? I think we should appreciate his creativity and all of his hard work that he went with making that album. So, and if you guys seen those videos that he produced, those trailers, I mean, that he made, like for that album, that was insane. Like,
Yeah,
oh my goodness, with
it
Morgan
was.
Freeman too. What the?
It was a big yeah, it was a big like comeback for like because I haven't seen collaborations like that before. So I was really happy to see them go all out with this. And then the album cover is just brilliant because it's a Pink Floyd reference. So,
Yeah.
but anyways, anyone else have thoughts on the rap category?
I was really surprised that none of Utopia's songs made it to best rap songs.
Yeah.
I would say I haven't really listened to Metro Boomin's album yet. I do know anything that he makes though is pretty good. He had I want to say the last time he did this was when I was in high school, probably around like 2017. And it was when he had Morgan Freeman on the album as well. And I believe he did it with 21 Savage
Yeah.
that year. From that album was really good, but I'm not too sure about this one. I would have to go with Utopia though, just because I know and I've listened to I've actually been listening to it a lot recently.
Mm, yeah. I mean, it is a good album. It is solid. Um, and I think that if it won, I wouldn't be mad.
Yeah.
But I think that, like I said, just the collaboration, just looking at the list of people involved in this album for Metro is crazy.
Yeah.
So,
Just
I think
no. Go ahead. Go ahead.
I think rap could have used like a kind of subcategory just like rock did with indie.
right.
I think they could have sub kind of had a subcategory of like a trap genre. Because I think trap is more of what Travis Scott would fit under maybe, just because it's a little bit more electronic with his songs.
Yeah. Yeah. And compared to like Nas or Killer Mike, like those are more hip hop.
Yeah.
So yeah, if they split up the categories, it would make a lot more sense. So definitely hear you on that.
Uh, I just want to add real quick that it was, you do bring up a good point though. I would think it would be pretty controversial to have like Travis Scott on here, especially after that what is it, the Astroworld tragedy. So I was honestly kind of surprised that he even made it on here because I feel like they would have been like really strict on that. So that's just my thoughts. But I thought Utopia was pretty strong though. I listened to some of the albums. One song I have on loop all the time is Del Resto with Beyonce. So I just love Beyonce. I just wish she released something this year. Well,
Yeah.
she did last year. So I'm still eating that up though.
And
And
Well,
she
did just
finishing her tour.
yeah,
Yeah.
she just released that record, so that's been pretty good. That's been in rotation so far. But anyways, we are definitely out of time. Way out of time.
No,
So-
wait. I think Mia's a big rap fan. Let's hear her thoughts.
She's a big Wrap It Up fan.
Yeah. I bet you're a big rap fan, right? You're
So so we'll wrap it up. Those are all of our categories. I just want to say, Mia, I appreciate the Strokes album in the back. I just now noticed that. It's to her right.
Oh, I just realized. I thought that was some painting. What? Good for you.
It's cool. It's a clear special edition limited vinyl. If you want me to go grab it,
Oh, really?
Sweet.
it's cool. Do you want to?
Yeah, grab it.
Yeah, grab it. In fact, I'm gonna show my
Here
All right, yeah, go
Wait.
grab your vinyls.
Should we
and then-
maybe close it up before we?
yeah, I was like,
Yeah,
oh, wait,
go-
let me wrap
go
it up.
ahead. Go ahead, Tia,
Okay,
wrap it up.
That way,
Okay, wait, everyone. All right, thanks for joining us for our 2024 Grammy nomination prediction talk. We'll see you next time. And our website is msjctalentnews.com. And we are MSJC Talent on all socials. You could find our podcast everywhere you listen to podcasts, Spotify, YouTube. It's also on our website. So thanks for joining us. You have your host Pia here, co-host Daniel. Say bye.
bye guys.
And we have Gianluca.
Okay. See you guys. See you, talent heads. Catch you on the next one. So.
All right, Mia.
Bye, everybody.
And then Eddie.
Yeah, thanks for tuning in.
All right, see y'all. Stop recording.